Is it really important what I do or don't do? I just don't know. But it will be neat to be talking to you on my journey to Mars. Yeah, each and every one of you. Hey, listen, folks, how are you all today? Come on in. Come on in. It's going to be a little bit of a different show today because I want to talk not about space, which is my weekly space thing, my journey to Mars, right? I'll just quickly throw this out there. The space update in 60 seconds. I've updated the website. If you go to the website, SubaruSteve.com, you can scroll down. You'll see where last week's daily facts is on the space update. You'll also see my social media links scrolling across the page in several different locations. There it is again. You can just click on YouTube, and what will happen is my YouTube page will pop up. Now I have it on dark mode, but I watch the subscribers. 3120, 3117, 3121, we're stagnant. And it has me questioning, do I want to keep doing what I do? Anyways, let me get past that. I'm postponing this week's space update. Next week, I think I'm going to draft a letter, a new email campaign. I'm writing it on my notes for next week. And with that said, let's get on to something else. So I was, let's just make sure I got the volume down. I do want to take a look since I'm right there. See, does everything look copacetic? Let's see here. Okay, I guess everything looks copacetic, right? You can see Tuesdays I do the shocking truth, right? You see that there. $500 bounty for missing $500,000 bounty. But this is about something different, folks. I'm befuddled. I'm baffled. I'm besides myself today. What I did was I wanted to go and look up, what did I type in? What does the Constitution say about America in distress? I did an AI search. We'll share that in a minute. But here's where I came from that. Here's where I come from. The most fresh thing in my mind is Charlie Kirk being assassinated yesterday. I mean, 31 years old, a married man with two young children. I think his children are 1 and 3 years old. And somebody decided to make a martyr of him because while I know he was a politically activated spokesperson, he was more of a Christian man than that, than just as being a spokesperson. And everybody wants to remember him for his political views, but I don't think they were political views. I think they were Christian views, right? I could be wrong. But then I got to thinking about the young lady on the subway that was stabbed by a guy just sitting behind her. The two of them didn't know each other, and the man just grabs a knife, right? And then just, if you haven't seen that, God bless you, because the world is getting crazy. And then I started thinking, Charlie Kirk assassinated a young lady on a train, murdered, and then the Phillies' infamous Karen. I mean, let's talk about that for a split second because I'm all over the place. Had she, well, number one, she grabbed that man in the ball stadium. She assaulted him in front of his family. Now, can you imagine, had he pushed her or said no and held the ball, he'd have been made out to look like the bad guy, right? When he paid for him and his family to be in what's known as the the home run area, right? If you notice, those seats weren't packed back there because those people who sit back there are prepared to get up and run and try to catch a fly ball or a home run. That's the whole point of sitting in the home run seats way out there. It's not his fault or America's fault that she didn't understand. You would have never seen another man run over to another man and try to take that ball away. Mm-mm. Whoever got the ball in the home run stand keeps the ball. If it's in their hand, if they got the ball, it's like football, right? To a degree. I see all this crazy stuff, and I got to thinking, and then today, the anniversary of 9/11, the sad anniversary of 9/11 in our country. And it got me thinking, is America in distress? Are we a country that is close to being on the brink of another, I don't know if civil war is the right thing, but another war within our country? And I think that the lines are going to be drawn not between races or cultures or disagreements of people in general, but rather it's going to be the red versus the blue, a political war that gets physical. And it's scary, right? I mean, I've got a concealed permit, I've got weapons, I can take care of me and my own. And I know my family is set up to take care of them and themselves as well, right? But that doesn't mean we want to go to war within our country. But what do we do? When do we say enough is enough? When do we say a missing child for a year and a half is a year and a half too long? We need answers. We want to know what happened to him. We want to know why are young Christian men being assassinated for what they believe and how they speak. Charlie Kirk wasn't out there preaching hate or discontent. He wasn't out there telling people how wrong they were. No, he was out there sharing his wisdom. You can be wrong. We can disagree. It's not a reason for me to shoot you or you to shoot me. We don't need to live like that, folks. Or do we? So what did I type into the AI, my favorite Google AI search? I typed in, what does the Constitution say about America in distress? I'm just going to read it real quickly. The U.S. Constitution does not use the phrase American in distress, but instead defines specific circumstances and processes for addressing national crises like rebellion, invasions, and emergencies. We're not being invaded. We're in a state of emergency. And rebellion? Don't know. These provisions are designed to ensure the extraordinary powers that remain within a constitutional framework of checks and balances. Now, check this out. I went down, I started reading, and then I saw this one. Key constitutional provisions for a national crisis. The Insurrection Act, Article 1, Section 8, empowers Congress to provide calling forth the militia to execute the laws of the Union, suppress insurrections, and repel invasions. Should I read it again? Article 1, Section 8, empowers Congress to provide for calling forth the militia to execute the laws of the Union, suppress insurrections, and repel invasions. I'm sorry, but, and this Insurrection Act of 1807, a federal law enacted by Congress, authorizes the President of the United States to deploy U.S. armed forces domestically in specific situations, such as to suppress a rebellion. Where are we headed? Where are we going? Where is this all going to come to a head at? Right? I'll be 68 in November. I don't believe I have another 50 years of life left in me to make such a radical change. But look what Charlie Kirk was only 31. If you say, well, if he graduated high school at 18 and then he went to college for 4 years, at 22, 9 years, and he was probably continuing his education, but 9 years out of college, married, 2 children, strong in his faith, strong in his convictions, not preaching hatred. If he can do so much in 9 years, and I'm 67, what can I do in the next 9 or 10 to help this country? What good and positive things can I do, can we the people do to help others in this country? You know, there were people in the crowd in Utah that saw a man run across the rooftops in the distance and lay down in the distance. How does this happen in our country? And if we saw that, why didn't everybody start pointing and looking back? If you see something, say something. Don't mind your own business. You know, that's something I talk about in my car on Mondays and Fridays when I'm out driving around. And I think we've been brought up in a culture of mind your own business. You know, we're taught as children, mind your own business. Young adults, you go out, you see somebody fighting. If you You don't want to get in a fight, mind your own business. In school, if the teacher's scolding somebody, mind your own business. We are so conditioned to be mindful of our own business that we become voyeurs of the things around us, watchers, viewers, spectators. Folks, this is not a game. This is our country. What a sad state of affairs we're in right now. We all need to hope and pray for a miraculous solution to the state of America being in distress. Catch me tomorrow live, every day on YouTube, whether I like it or not. High-fiving out from the beautiful resort city of Virginia Beach, Virginia. I am SubaruSteve Montgomery. I am looking for help. And if you can help me out, go to my website, apply right there. There's your help wanted application. And I'll even pay. Y'all have a blessed day wherever you go, whatever you do. Do it with a smile, especially in a country that seems to frown more than smile. High-fiving out. I am SubaruSteve Montgomery.